Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Here on my channel, I do planner and planner related videos, DIY tutorials, art and journal videos, and the occasional new release video of items that I've listed to my Etsy shop. And if that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you hit that little notification bell, you'll always be notified of when I load a new video. Commenting, liking, and sharing this on your favorite platform does help my channel grow and would be truly appreciated. Okay, so we are actually going to put together a couple of different sized traveler's notebook inserts. Now, if you are familiar with the Midori Fodori traveler's notebooks, then you know it's usually little booklets like this, little notebooks, and they can vary in sizes. And then you kind of bundle them up together in this. Let me see if I can find something for you. So, as I was saying, a traveler's notebook, and this is a B6. Again, there's quite a few sizes. Basically has a bundle of notebooks, and it just makes it easy for you to travel with this. And some people turn this into their own planners. They do printables. They do all sorts of things, but it's sort of bound in this elastic way. The ones that I make for my shop when it reopens, which hopefully will be in the next couple of weeks, is laminated. There's also some made out of leather. I mean, the gamut runs. But what I'm going to be making today with some Happy Planner products is some of the inserts. And so what I have here are some big happy notes that I had in my stash. I purchased these last year from Joann's. Buying one of the happy notes in this way was actually a lot cheaper than buying filler paper in this size, so it just made sense to me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out some, and I don't know how many that is, but that'll be enough for now. And then this was the original planner that I had purchased back in October 2018. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out, well, let me look, because I want something fairly neutral that I can cover. I like May. We'll go for May. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. And I'll make one of these using Big Happy Planner paper, and then I'll make something using classic Happy Planner paper. The process is exactly the same, but you'll be able to see the size difference in the two different ways. Now, this is actually a fairly simple project. So what I'm going to be doing is cutting off the umbrellas, and I know that seems like sacrilege for Happy Planner people, but I've mentioned in my recent After the Pen, and I will link that video below, Happy Planner products, regardless of the size, because I actually have something of every size, but regardless of the size, it's just not going to work for what I need for work. Whether it's the micro, the skinny mini, the skinny classic, any of those, it just won't work. So I need to use an insert that isn't bigger than the A5 size. So I think this will make a good replication of that. And so, like I said, I'm just cutting off the tops, and I'm trying to get as close to the top of the umbrella as I can. Okay. And again, don't know how many sheets that is. And while I have it, I'm going to cut this. Now, I haven't done a tester of this. So while I think this will work perfectly, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if you can see where I'm going with this. And then I'm going to cut the tab off, because I just want straight edges all around. And it looks like it's exactly the same size. So that could be problematic, and you'll see why in a minute. And then all I'm gonna do is fold these in half. And when I'm done, and I do want to do them individually, I'll bring you back. Okay, so I've got some of them folded up. I don't know that I'll need all of them. And I have a specific reason for that. So let me put these together and show you what I mean. So I'm just going to put them inside each other, but I didn't want to fold them all together because I wanted this to be as straight as I could make it. Now there is a little bit of a gap there, but I'll deal with that in a minute. So this will be the cover page. This will be the monthly overview, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And so I know it seems silly because you can make this as big as you want, but I want it to be only for the month of June. So cover view, monthly overview, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and then, okay, so we've got that. I'll move this to the side and I'll make another one for July. And I'm going to fold this in half and see if it'll work as a cover. Because ideally I'd like this to hang over a little bit. But I wanted to choose something that was a little sturdier than just the paper. And that doesn't matter what it says. So, yeah, it's just a little too small. So, I'm actually going to do some surgery on the paper. So I've cut that down so that folded it's 5 1/4. Yeah, 5.25. And then the height of it is 8 inches. So I think it's just slightly smaller than an A5. And once I have it together, then I'll show you. And yeah, you can see that there's nothing peeking out. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center, going to clamp these together. And you don't have to use Happy Planner paper. You can use copy paper, you can use scrapbook paper, you can use whatever paper you have. But I have tons of Happy Planner Happy Notes in both classic, actually skinny classic, big, and skinny mini, and mini. I have tons of Happy Note paper, let me just say that. And so I wanted to use this, plus most of my paper, especially in the classic and the big, is in the dot grid, and that is my preference. Now, if you have a long line stapler, which I do, then definitely use that. It makes it easier. But if you don't, all you're going to need is a stapler that opens up like this. And I'm pretty sure I could staple in the foam board, which is this here. But if your surface isn't a foam board, if you just have a solid eraser or foam board or something that you can put underneath, then you just want to kind of feel for it and shoot for the center. And what it's going to do, it's going to stick in the eraser, and then you just use something to fold the tines over. And you can put 2 or 3 in. I find that 2 works well for me. And sometimes it'll go in crooked, so you'll just need to keep redoing it. But that's just an easy way to make your little insert. And then the last part of this notebook is not necessary, it definitely is optional, but I think it makes it look a little bit more finished, plus it gives it a little bit more durability, is I would just round out the corners. I'm using my Crop-A-Dile corner chomper, and the one I chose was the 1/4 inch. So this is what I'm going to be using as my June monthly overview and then weeklies. And then again, just in case you don't have a big sized happy notes, I'm going to do one without any talking. Basically, I'll just fast forward and do one with classic size paper, and then once I'm done, I'll show you the difference, but I'll also explain why I have the 2 different sizes. All right, guys, so these are the 2 little inserts that I've made. This was made out of big Happy Planner paper. This was made out of classic sized Happy Planner paper. And I have these out because I want to show you the size difference. Now this is a B6 size, so it's 5 by 7, and this one is slightly smaller both on tops and bottoms, just to give you sort of a reference of what the size of this is. And then this is an A5 size, which I believe is like 5.5 by 8.25, something like that. And this one is the same width, but it's just slightly shorter. Now, if you do have a Traveler's Notebook system in the A5 or in the B6, both of these definitely would work. The way that I'm going to use this will be my weekly and my monthly for June. This will be my notes, but it's small enough that I can keep these together. And in the video that comes out after this one, I'm actually going to finish decorating because I like the start of it, but I don't want to see that or that. And then on here, I don't want to see that or that. So I'll do a little bit of decorating for both of these, and this will set me up for my week my first week of June, but also set me up for the month of June as I do a hybrid of working from home and working in the office. Let me know what you think of this video below, if you would use any of these sizes or if you would make any of these notebooks. I know it seems a bit sacrilegious to cut up Happy Planner paper specifically because the Happy Planner system is so functional, but I know for a fact that it's not going to work in the way that I need it to for me, specifically for work. So this lets me use my product and also gives me the function and the decorative aspect that I want to with actually no costs. It already was all in my stash to begin with. All right, guys, that's it for me for now. And as always, aloha.